There are some more expensive fragrances in my collection that I've acquired over the course of time that I do feel that if you're looking to expand your collection and acquire some fragrances that cost a little bit more money, I think I have 10 fragrances in my collection that I think are really worth saving up for. These are really, really good across the board. So that's what we're talking about today. So let's talk about it. YouTube, what's good? I'm Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I talk about fashion on this channel and fragrance. Now, I mostly go into fragrances, but I do throw some style tips in there as well because I think it's really important for a guy, a gentleman, to not only smell great, but look his best as well. And I want to do my part to ensure that happens all across the world. So if you're into that kind of content, I hope you won't mind subscribing to the channel and make sure you hit the bell icon as well to ensure when I upload new content, you'll get notified. So guys, we're gonna get into it today, man. I have 10 fragrances in my collection that I think are really worth you saving up your money for, okay? Now, I understand that there's all kind of fragrance wearers out there, all kind of fragrance collectors. Some people aren't into higher end niche fragrances, or they can't really see themselves spending more than 100, 150 bucks on a fragrance, and that's fine, that's cool. But this is not the list for you. If you're a person that is into the finer things in life, you're into niche fragrances, more expensive fragrances, but you're a person that, for whatever reason, you don't really have the money to spend on a fragrance like that at this time, or you try to have a hard time, kind of processing that in your mind, whatever the case may be. These are the fragrances I have in my collection, some that I think are worth you kind of saving your coins for. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to run the intro. When we come back, let's see what I got on the list. So you know how we rock. If you want to see what I got, keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's jump right into this video. The first fragrance that I have up, this fragrance I've been talking about it a lot ever since I've acquired it. And it's just, again, it's one of those fragrances to me that just, every time I smell it, it's almost like the first time. I'm blown away by how good this is. It's from the house of Argos, and this is Adonis Awakens. Adonis Awakens. When I talked about these fragrances, I've already talked about how much I love these bottles. Very stately. He's even starting to engrave your name now on the bottle right here. Just a nice personalized touch, but the fragrance is so good, man. This fragrance actually has grapefruit in the opening. So there's this grapefruit, rose, and raspberry combination. Again, this is so good, man. Vanilla. There's a chestnut accord in here as well. Guys, you just gotta smell this thing. It is phenomenal. All right, now this video theme is about, of course, saving up your money, but the great thing is if you want to get this, you actually don't have to save up your money because there's actually a pay in for option on the Argos website. All right, so you can actually kind of acquire it that way. Just make some payments. All the fragrances on the list are gonna be at least at this price point, $250 or higher. I think this one retails for $275. So man, listen, that's a great way to go ahead and get yourself a bottle, maybe use that option. And of course, I have a link down below where you can get an extra 10% off. I'll make sure I link it down below, man. But guys, you need to check this out seriously. This one, Danae Triumph of Bacchus, you can't go wrong either way, but this one is my favorite. All right, it's from the house of Argos. This is Adonis Awakens. What's up, guys? My name is Darren. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy, and today I'm going to tell you guys about some of the best fragrances on the planet. Now I heard that there's a poor dog that won't wag his own tail, and I'm not a dog and I'm not poor, so I'm gonna wag my own tail. If you want to see what I'm talking about, check out these fragrances right here. Let's get it. Guys, if you have not yet, take advantage of the sale that's going to run through the end of this week. On my fragrances, you get one fragrance 15% off, two 25%, three 40%, and all four 50% off the retail prices. So head over to NavitusParfums.com and go ahead and grab these fragrances while supplies last. All right, guys, this next fragrance is one I've talked about a lot on the channel as well. It does retail for about 1,200 bucks. I know. Like I said, Save up for it, all right? Do something nice for yourself every now and again. This one is from the House of Bodicea Victorious. This is Valiant. This is Valiant. Man, listen, this is an experience. This is for true collectors, man. Just look at this gold plate, the gold-plated insignia on the front of the bottle. Man, this is just... I cannot tell you how good this thing smells. Now, I did tell you guys that a great, cheaper alternative to this would be Vixir from Electimus. Although that retails for about $275 as well. So either way, it could fit the theme of the video. This is so good, guys. This is just creamy citruses and florals. Sandalwood when it dries down, vanilla, tonka bean. I think there's orange blossom, ylang-ylang, mandarin orange. Save up for it, guys. This is that good. It's that good. It's from the House of Bodicea Victorious. Again, this is called Valiant. The next fragrance on the list, guys, that I would say save up for is from the House of Xerjoff, and this is 40 Knots. 40 Knots from Xerjoff. Now, this particular fragrance, man, is actually one of the things that I love about it as well is that there is nothing else that I put my nose on so far in the market that smells like 40 Knots. And every time I talk about this, I think it is my responsibility to talk about how much of a versatile fragrance this is. I mean, this is like the king of versatility. A fragrance that is perfect for any season. Any season, whether it be, of course, winter, summer, spring, fall, it does not matter. This fragrance is perfect. There's a very aquatic nature that makes it really good for the summer. There's some green undertones that makes it great for the spring. You know, it's really warm as well. A little slightly resinous as well, so it makes it good for the fall and the winter time. Again, everything you want in a bottle is right here. And again, it's super unique. Now, I don't know the exact retail price. I didn't look up retail for all these, but I know all of them are over at $250 price point. And I think a 3.4 ounce bottle of this is probably somewhere in that $350, $400 range. But guys, it's worth the price of admission on this one. Check it out. It's from the House of Xerjoff. This is 40 Knots. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, I honestly cannot articulate how good this fragrance is. There are not words for it. It is from the House of Amouage, and this is Reflection 45. Reflection 45, man. This has all the things that I love about the original Reflection, man. As I say, a little bit of a gritty earthiness to it. All right. You still have all the beautiful white florals that you probably have come to love and appreciate from the original. The sandalwood is still here, so it's still creamy. It has that tonka sweetness in here as well. But they added a few things like a Papanax and vetiver. So again, a little bit more myrrh, a little bit more of a gritty, deeper, if you will, interpretation of the original. This stuff is absolutely dynamite. Trust me, guys, you got to get your nose on it. I know it retails for close to around that $500 price point full retail. But again, save up for it, man. In my humble opinion, it's worth it. From the House of Amouage, this is Reflection 45. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on this list is simply one of the best, probably the best Chypre that I have in my collection. So for those of you that like Chypres, that more traditional masculine scent profile, this is one of the best that money can buy. It is from the House of Parfums. This is called the Agave. This is called the Agave. And what I love about this fragrance so much, and I've talked about it before, oh man, of course you know it's rosy, so you're gonna get that quality with this fragrance, but there is this peach note that is just so unique to this DNA, so prominent in this DNA. And this one retails for about close to $1,000. It's not, maybe $950, $925, somewhere in that range. But anyway, if you're a person that's into Chypres, those more traditional masculine scent profiles, this is just one that you have to put your nose on, guys. All right, so check it out. Again, it's from the House of Parfums, and this fragrance is called the Agave. Florals, candy, citruses, and rose is what the main elements that you're going to get from this next fragrance. It's another one from the House of Bodicea Victorious. On this channel, it needs no introduction, although I just gave it one. But it's this fragrance right here, man. It's Blue Sapphire. Blue Sapphire. Another one where words are inadequate. Words escape me when I smell this. Sample it. Sample it, guys. Save up your ducats, man. Sample it first. Save up your ducats. Get this in your collection. Another one where presentation, the scent profile, the fragrance itself is just, in my humble opinion, worth it. Now, this is another one that has a similar scent profile from the sister brand Electimus, which is Auster. Now, it does not smell as close to Blue Sapphire as Vixir smells to Valiant, but it is really close. All right, so check it out, man. It's amazing. It is amazing. This is from the house of Bold City Victorious. This is called Blue Sapphire. All right, guys. Now, the next fragrance up on the list actually comes from the house of Creed. And when I first started getting into collecting from this brand, this fragrance was probably just outside my top 5. It was in my top 10, but now it's in my top 3. It is one of the best creations from the brand of Creed, and I'm talking about this masterpiece, Royal Oud. Royal Oud. Now, again, I can't really speak for the new batches. I haven't really smelled anything. I think this one that I have is from 2016 or 17, if I'm not mistaken. But man, you talk about an amazing fragrance. You've probably heard a lot of people that have discussed or talked about this fragrance verbalize the fact that there is oud here, but it's not really about the oud, although the name of the fragrance would probably indicate that. Some things that are definitely some big time players in this: pink pepper, galbanum, definitely the cedarwood, which is what most people say they get the most of, and I tend to agree with that. Cedarwood, in here some angelica. So spicy, woody is really how I would classify this fragrance, with a touch of oud. Masterpiece. Especially if you can find a 4-ounce bottle somehow. The 3.3 I'm sure will do. But this is one you got to get your nose on, man. It's from the house of Creed. This is Royal Oud. All right, this next fragrance is another one on this channel that needs no introduction. I've talked about it a lot. It is from the house of Maison Margiela. Oud Satin Mood. Oud Satin Mood. Again, not much else that I haven't said about this, that I've said about this fragrance that, needs to be said at this point. This is simply one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. There's 2 varieties of rose in this fragrance. I think you have some plum, of course, oud as well. It's good. Okay, I think this one retails for about a $350 price point, 300 maybe, somewhere in that range. So again, I understand, that's not the amount of money that a lot of people are comfortable with spending. But as I said, the theme of the list is, and the recommendation is to sample it, then save up your money. All right, it's definitely worth it. On this one right here is from the house of Maison Margiela. This is Oud Satin Mood. All right, guys, this next fragrance is, of course, one of my top 5 fragrances in my collection as well, done by Dominique Ropillon from the house of Frederick Mall. This fragrance is called Portrait of a Man. Of course, the actual name is Portrait of a Lady, but on this channel, what do we call it? That's right, Portrait of a Man. This is rose and patchouli. That's really the 2 major players in this fragrance right here. As I said before, this is one of my most complimented fragrances. I know it's not for everybody. I have had a few people say this is not their jam, but if you like rose and you like patchouli, I think it's really hard to go wrong with this masterpiece of a fragrance. Save up for it, guys. Again, another one that retails for about that $350 price point at full retail. It's from the house of Frederick Mall. This is Portrait of a Man. All right, guys, and last but not least on this list, this fragrance comes from the house of Fragrance Du Bois. This is New York Intense. New York Intense from Fragrance Du Bois. Yes, this does smell a lot like Jubilation 25 from Amouage. So you got the blackberry in here. You have the cinnamon, you have the honey. So again, all those things that we love about Jubilation 25, you will find it in this fragrance. Okay, so it smells very, very, very close to Jubilation 25. I had another Amouage fragrance on this list, so I decided to go ahead and throw this one on here because I would put Jubilation 25 as well. But I love the presentation on this one as well, man. Again, That's just a part of the experience when you're spending a little bit more money on a fragrance. Just look at that bottle. Beautiful from top to bottom. As we tell the ladies sometimes, it is beautiful inside and out. Check it out. This is from the House of Fragrance Du Bois. This is called New York Intense. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today. What are some fragrances that you have in your collection that are a little bit more expensive that you think may be worth saving up for? I would love to hear from you guys down in the comment section. Now, this is probably going to be just part one of this particular series because there's other fragrances that I would like to mention in this same regard. So I'll probably do a part two sometime in the near future. But as always, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and attention to these videos. I know you don't have to watch, but you do. And I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to make sure you take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you're sharing these videos out to some other folks out there that you think could use this information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darren. I'm the Bow-Tie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.